and then we took the ship from Vancouver, went to Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway.
So you took a cruise.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be rich to do
And
all.
went on up into
Now,
Alaska.
he's on your pocketbook, he told you that.
Like I said, you book it with a travel agent.
What was your favorite place out of all the places you stopped in?
Juneau is really pretty.
You like Juneau?
Juneau's really pretty. I mean, but all the places.
You know, I thought so.
Going through Glacier Bay is
Nobody got
Is
that.
it? I got it.
Glacier Bay is unbelievable. You take the ship through there, and you're just looking at huge mountains everywhere with just glaciers all over the place.
Tell Joseph how much weight you lost.
150, 155 pounds.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, I was 400 pounds 2 years ago.
How'd you do it?
I had the
Gastric bypass?
well, I had the sleep. I didn't want to do the gastric bypass because with the bypass they take out a portion of your intestines.
Yeah.
You're on supplements the rest of your life.
You don't want that.
Basically, they go in, they cut out 85% of your stomach, staple it back together.
That's what you got?
You can only eat so much.
Right.
I mean, you can go back, you could eat.
That's bariatric surgery?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Up in Sebastian, I had it done up there.
Okay. My cookies are
Dr.
approved.
Domkowski,
Well, I had Radicki.
his partner.
Yeah, I actually like Radicki. This guy is OCD. In other words, you can tell him today and talk to him, go back and see him 6 months later, and he'll tell you every word that you talked to him about. He's that much of a perfectionist.
Love that.
Domkowski, he didn't have the bedside manner that
Right.
Radicki had. As a matter of fact, when I went in to first see them, I went in and I had the appointment with Domkowski. He pretty much wanted to sort of push me into the bypass.
Right.
He says, well, if you're 400 pounds, if you want to get down to this, you really need to do this. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
You ever read the book by Susan Leach?
Mm.
It's bariatric eating. My cookies are in her book, approved for bariatric eating. They're sugar-free cookies. Yeah. And I'm selling them at Dollar Tree and Dollar General. But yeah, it was approved. I know so many people because they eat small portions a lot of times a day,
Right.
and then after a while they love it, and it's just you
That's
just
basically
trim.
what I do. I don't eat as much.
I think I
can
should
eat as
look
often
over.
as I want.
No,
You
no.
could abuse it. You could eat
All right.
the
I've
wrong
been eating
things
Yeah.
and all that.
cookies.
Hopefully that
I
won't
Don't tell
happen.
anybody.
Are you
That I
aware
won't
you
get
can
back
do
there,
the
but people
Facebook
do.
really?
But
What
it
was
gives you the edge.
I eat
What
the
was your
entire bag.
recovery time?
Oh, I was within a few weeks.
When are we
I was
coming
to
back,
work
sir?
and No problem at all.
No kidding.
Wow.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
You guys did.
What a great story.
1 minute and 10 seconds.
Today now, take care.
Hey, Larry, good to see you. Give Barbara a call. I know she's up.
I will give her a call right now.
Bye, Larry. Nice to meet you.
You too, guys.
You know, Larry, put your application in
He's the
for
one who sent me.
Naked and Afraid.
No thanks.
The radio station?
No, he sells radio.
I watched that show too.
I know.
You
I
see
buy
how
my
bad these
radio
people
time.
Oh,
look
But he
after they
owns
come out?
please.
No.
They get beat
It's owned
up.
by
Please.
Channel. Big corporation has like 3,000 stations.
No, okay, but we were having a conversation, but there was a guy who was selling the station.
No. Nope. Not here. Not this place. You want to look like you have a touch of class? Go to Touch of Class Dry Cleaners.
You want me to announce on your show or not?
Huh?
You want me
Yes.
to announce on your
Okay,
show?
big announcement coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We're live on the Facebook. Should we do it there too?
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
you can do it on Facebook.
My land.
Let's wait until we go live on radio.
Okay,
though.
we're
That's
gonna
a
come
big
back.
footprint.
We're gonna come back, ladies and gentlemen.
No interruptions during the time.
Here we go, Rhett.
All right. All right. Okay, what am I doing here? Let's see. Let's go Facebook Live. And we're live, 107.9 FM, 1370 AM. You can listen around the country on iHeartRadio. Get the app put on your phone. Do you have the app on your phone?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, is that
Absolutely.
supposed to be funny?
Look,
Hold up your phone
I
and show them the app.
don't have it on this one.
See, we caught him. Top politician.
No, we have the
This
app.
is Bernie Sanders.
We
I
have
want to tell you this. When you say something like that, it should be the truth, you know. You shouldn't make it up as you go along. Chicken in every pot.
Radio.
You guys are getting tired of my my birthday.
No. It's quite
Okay, all right.
entertaining, actually.
It's quite entertaining.
Hey, I got a text from Ted Pekowitz, from the Republican Party,
Yeah.
Secretary of the Republican Party. He says he's watching us on, watching you on Rhett.
Facebook, probably. Well, we're on YouTube, too.
He said Radaki did his surgery last week.
Who's Radaki?
The surgery.
The gentleman, Larry just was
Just
talking
had that
about.
stomach
Yeah.
surgery.
He's watching us and Ted heard.
Oh.
Yeah, so,
Well, that's good. So Ted got the operation?
yes.
So Ted had a problem with
I hope you're doing good, Ted.
Hello, Ted.
Yeah.
You'll be in my prayers, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, Ted, you're looking kind of thin. Hello, Ted.
I don't know why he needs it, sir. He's so thin to begin with. He was in law enforcement. He did
Okay,
intelligence.
all
for
right,
the
enough
Navy.
of this.
Sorry.
We said to
I
promise
know
the
about
people we're
that.
going to have, let's have a, do you have a drum roll or anything? Because we're going to have a big announcement here. A big announcement.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, do that again so the people on Facebook can hear it.
Yes.
All right. And then give me my echo. Give me my
Oh,
echo.
God.
Now give me my echo and the drum roll. Can we do that together or no?
God.
Ladies and gentlemen, let the rumble begin. He's about to announce he is Joseph Sempervivo, and you're going to announce live on our show today, ladies and gentlemen. What is it you're announcing?
That I'm announcing my candidacy. I'm announcing my candidacy for Republican State Committee man.
Round of applause! Yay!
Hey, may I be the first to join your effort?
Thank you.
Because you are the apex, the point of the spear. And I would more than happily join you in your crusade.
Oh, thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate that.
yes,
Now,
let
Dan.
us march to make salt. Let
Oh.
us get rid of this nanny state cage. Thank you, Joseph, for standing
Yes.
up.
Now, Larry is the dad.
Yes, I
How do
am.
is this the first time your son is throwing his hat in the ring to run for an actual candidacy?
I think he ran, when he was a very young man, he ran for
State rep.
state rep
In New Mexico?
New Mexico.
So what do you think about him throwing his hat in the ring?
I think it's great. He knows a lot about politics. He has a lot of morals.
Yeah.
And he really cares about the American people. I think he would be an asset he's not a politician.
He's a
He's a
spokesman for freedom.
businessman. Right. He wants to help the American people.
Yeah.
And I hope,
So do I. Vote for me.
No, he's
Well, he has a lot of
Vote for me.
Bernie
I
does
can make a
wanna help.
difference.
Bernie wants to
he
help.
has a lot of experience also.
Okay, why are you running? What are you running for again?
It's Republican State Committee man.
So
So
what the
it's,
heck does a Republican state committee man do?
so it's a partisan office position,
Yeah.
a Republican Party position. It's
Yeah.
not a public position.
Okay.
So when somebody runs for state rep or that's an elected political office,
Correct.
Why
this is an
are we-
elected party.
Why are we
office.
voting for this at the polls? I mean, shouldn't this
We
be
are,
in
August
the
30th.
privacy of the back room of the
No.
No,
with
it's not
cigar
that.
smoke?
Well, that's why it's so great, because the Republican Party believes in freedom. So they turn it over to the people to vote,
To pick.
to choose
Yes.
the committee man. And what a committee man does is it represents the people locally, brings their views and concerns to the state party, so the state party can make changes that represent the local
Correct.
individual's beliefs.
Correct.
And that's what you do. So, you go to, there's 5 meetings a year. By the way, it's a complete 100% volunteer position. So all
Right.
travel expenses are paid out of my pocket. Everything's paid out of my pocket. Nothing comes from the taxpayers. Nothing comes from the Republican Party.
Right.
And you do it out of the love of your party, and you do it out of love of your community. That's the whole reason.
And love for your family and
Yes.
protecting them from
Yeah.
the grip and the grab of the nanny
So what
state.
difference can you make as you're declaring this on my radio show today?
Well, the listeners, a lot of listeners have contacted me over the time and said, why don't you run for office? And, I don't really, I want to make sure that I can make a difference.
Yes.
And this is one position that I can make a difference.
Right.
And because it's localized. I know a lot of people in the community that I really respect, and I've spoken to them about it. And I've
you
gotten,
listen.
yeah,
Sounds
Listen.
like you're kissing up already.
no,
it's not.
and they've given me their support. I contacted 95 people, and literally 95. Contacted 95 out of 97. 2 I did not get on the phone, but 95 have thrown their support
You
right
bet.
behind me.
Well, I did just now, as
Yeah.
soon as I heard.
So actually, 96 out of 98.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for
Now, can we
paying.
write checks?
You can, but I'm not doing fundraising.
No,
I'm
he's
gonna
not fundraising.
I'm self-funding my campaign.
Just like Donald Trump.
And I'll tell
Why
you
not?
I'll tell you why. And there's one reason. Donald Trump's doing fundraisers at $10,000 a person now.
Right now, he
But,
has
yeah.
to.
Did I hear you were going to take me out to dinner?
So to answer your question, I'm not fundraising because I believe people should invest their money in races
Yeah.
that are really critical so we can get people elected for state
Yeah.
rep, county
Yeah.
commission.
Yes.
I rather than they're so overexposed right now with people asking for money.
You know what happened to
I'm
me?
not gonna
You
do
know
it.
what happened to me a couple of months ago? I was up in Maine. I'm probably the only guy in America, and I am proud of this, that had a Rockefeller hang up on him. What happens is Mrs. Rockefeller came out, this is a true story, came out with a new book, and I did an interview via telephone. Well, anyway, so she gave me her private cell number, home number, stuff like that. So I'm up near Acadia, okay, and that's near Bahama or Northeast Hava, about 15 minutes from there where I hang out in the summers. Anyway, so I called Mrs. Rockefeller, as you know, and I didn't get an answer at one place. Then I called her another number, and she says, "Who is this? I don't recognize your name. I don't talk to people I don't recognize. Goodbye." And she hangs up on me. So I figured, well, I got hung up by a Rockefeller. She didn't remember me.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, within about 2 minutes, the phone rings, and she says, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Rhett. I didn't recognize you at first." And she said, "I thought you were another politician asking for money." That's
Yeah.
what she said. Well, you can imagine how they're hit up.
Yeah.
All the time.
Because, you know, do you know the original Rockefeller? And you'll like this, Larry. When he was working in the potato field, he gave away 1/3 of his income to the needy when he himself was poor. To this day, that family gives 1/3 back.
Well, that's a good
That's a nice,
philosophy.
yeah.
Now,
that's-
no.
nothing
Now, for
wrong
those
with
of us
that.
who are going, well, why am I not a billionaire? Why can I be rich? Well, it's the only place in the Bible, it's in Malachi, where God says, "Test me now." He says, "And see if I will not pour out a blessing you cannot contain. You have robbed God and you're cursed. Bring your tithe in," which is only 10%. "Bring the full tithe in so there may be meat in my storehouse, and see if I'll not pour you out a blessing you cannot contain."
Shaken
But also,
and
Yeah.
overflowing.
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
right.
also know that the Rockefellers owned coal mines and things? And their people there, when they brought the immigrants in to work the mines,
Yeah.
they didn't actually give them any cash. So they worked the mines
For credit.
and they gave them script. And what the script is, they took that piece of paper and went to the Rockefeller store and bought food.
Correct.
And there was never any money left over. So they actually worked for food, the Italian immigrants, the Irish immigrants, and the Rockefellers got rich off of them exploiting the
Now,
immigrants.
are you sure about this?
Yeah, what's
And they made a profit at their general store. They had margins on the just like any
No.
store here.
Is this conjecture on your part? Now, see,
No,
you're
it's,
taking all the wind out of my sails.
it's
No,
not
no. I'm
a
just
measure of
informing you of the other side of them, how they became
I bet
extra
you there's
rich.
another side to this other side too.
well,
There's
the-
always
There's always
another
two stories and then there's the truth.
All right.
You know that, but whenever you got two Jews together, you got three stories.
good point. Good point.
There's always your opinion, my opinion, and then there's the truth.
Well, I didn't get it as opinion. I read it. So, you know,
Well, then it's gotta be true.
It was,
Well, there was an article.
it was an article. It was
Yeah.
a factual
Yes,
article.
yes, and Wall Street
A
Journal this
factual
morning.
article.
I mean, do you trust Wall Street
Do
Journal?
you trust the New York Times when now they've proven that the ladies came on
Well,
front page of what was the last Sunday or the Sunday before with
wasn't
Donald
true.
Trump, and they were misrepresented, and they said they told the guy misstated,
Yeah.
and they abused that. That was
Yeah.
abusive.
Well,
I mean, the New York Times. I mean, you know, it's just
Well, all
it's
our-
terrifying
don't
that they would do
forget-
that. No one's holding their feet to the fire
Yes,
on
they
this.
are.
Our
You
media
It
are.
went on the news and it slipped off.
Look,
Wrong, you are.
our media doesn't print the truth a lot of times.
That's right.
And
It's biased.
it's a rigged game.
Yes,
The
propaganda.
stories are all the same. We don't really have an investigative kind of news system where they give you the truth And the stories
Yeah, I
are
want to know,
different
how come
from all the
ABC,
other
I
news.
record ABC and NBC every night. I can switch back and forth. From
And you'll
6
have the
times
same
the
news.
same stories.
Same
There
story.
might be
And
one
That's
little
because of
story.
AP. That's because of the Associated Press.
Correct.
And there is a
Same-
company, there is
Oh.
a company that was created
Yeah.
that is an alternative to the AP. And that's the American Media Institute, ran by Richard Miniter. He's the CEO. And what he's doing is he has individuals going into urban communities, writing unique stories
Yes.
that are not just urban driven, urban messages, but are different than the Associated Press, more fact based, and you can then subscribe. Like the Rhett Palmer Show can subscribe to the American Media Institute and get all these news stories that are completely different than mainstream media.
Joseph.
How did he get the money to start that?
Well, I can tell you how. Free Us Florida started. Free Us Florida.
Right,
I thought you
right.
said something else. I thought you
Florida.
said free ASS.
No, it's Free Us Florida.
Free Us Florida.
USS. That's another tawdry comment by the mayor. God love it. But anyway, Free
What
Us
does
Florida.
tawdry mean?
He doesn't. He's
Just
gonna
exactly
issue a
what
recall.
you're
If you
doing.
keep on interrupting him, he's going to issue a recall for the mayor of the airways.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. God love it.
Let him finish his point. Thank you.
All I'm saying to you is that right now we're sitting here with Rhett, Mayor of the Airways, and we are a forum, Joseph, for talking about the several things that nobody on the news is talking about.
Right.
And Free Us Florida, that's how we started. Was why the gap? Why the propaganda? Why not bring to the people a new message? The same way Jesus did 2,000 years ago. Keep in mind, he walked the land wearing a white robe, and only the Pharisees and those with the proper credentials could have that white robe on, and yet he wore it.
You know, I know you.
Now, do you know this? Is this more conjecture?
No.
Where are you guys getting all this
Aren't you
historical misinformation?
My
today?
land, Rhett.
Aren't you
Are you
tired? When
Dead Sea Scrolls, bub. How do you think they found the Dead Sea Scrolls in those urns? They followed the steps of Jesus. Are you kidding?
Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of watching the news, and you get such a little glimpse of the news, very little depth, and you said, well, there's so much detail you're leaving out.
Well, that's true, but you could say Hillary's email was actually hacked. They have staff emails from staffers writing to Hillary saying, hey, we just got hacked. And she came on the news just a few weeks ago saying, I can tell you my email was never breached. It was never hacked. She was lying.
Well, the State Department came out and ruled against her. How do you like that? Now Hillary's attacking her former employer, the State Department and U.S. taxpayers. She's attacking the State Department because they said she violated their policy.
This is why you gotta vote for me, Bernie Sanders. I'm telling you, I can make a difference in this world.
Well, this is
I'm
why-
the only one that can beat Trump.
Look, this is
I'm
why,
letting you know.
this is why Trump,
I'm the only one that can beat Trump.
Bernie doesn't stand a chance. This is why Trump has to win.
What?
You're getting
This-
better at it.
This is why Trump has to win, because you cannot afford to have Hillary Clinton in the White House.
That's right.
I mean-
now listen. You know that you don't like it when I break out into song on the show. But you
I
know
don't
what?
like it
I've
when
been
you're
there-
interrupted.
But other people have been telling me they like the song.
Well, good. That's all
They
that
like
matters.
the levity.
That's all.
So
that
many boo boo.
Uh-oh.
you. But nobody likes people to be interrupted.
Yes. He's
And
my younger brother. He corrects
Joseph.
me all the time.
hey, you know, one thing. Can you say that? Would you say that I'm that you can trust me?
I love you.
Oh,
and I
yes. Are
trust
you kidding?
Implicitly.
Yeah. Would you say that I speak the truth to you no matter what, whether it hurts
I
you or
believe
not?
that- yes, I believe that's
Yeah.
true.
No, you're what's called a straight shooter, Joe.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, it's painful.
Nice to
be
have
able
somebody like that.
Yeah. I mean, my dad taught me that.
The
since I was
Bible
a little
says a
boy.
wise man loveth counsel.
You know, and
True
well, it's
enough.
true. And my dad taught me since I was a little kid. He
What
said,
did
you know
he
what? The only thing you have is your word.
Yeah.
So make it count.
You bet.
And when you have a
True.
friend, in the definition of a friend, even though you may lose that friendship, the definition of a friend is you're there for them no matter what, but you tell them the truth, even if it's painful.
I'll give you an example of that.
Yeah.
I was with Joan Rivers, and
I met her too.
I was with Joan Rivers. In fact, I was on the show and all.
We were at her house.
At her
afterwards.
home too,
Yeah.
and she was wearing some crazy outfits on the show that didn't compliment her color.
Correct.
So she said to me, Larry, and everybody said, "Oh, you look great. You look beautiful." So she came to me and said, Larry, what do you think of my dress and why I've been wearing on the show? I said, I can tell you what everybody.
She asked you, what do you think about the show?
The show.
Not about her clothing, and you told her about her dress.
And the dress too.
Yeah.
And I said, do you want the truth or do you want to hear what everybody around you tells you?
Bingo.
I said, it's up to you. I'll give you what I know is the truth.
Yeah.
And she says, give me the truth. And I told her, I said, you can't wear that color. It makes you look hideous. It doesn't complement your complexion and everything. And the people around you are not honest.
You
Correct.
said they're a bunch of yaysayers collecting money
That's
from
the
you.
scary thing about becoming super successful.
Yeah.
They're afraid to say
Because you got all these hangers on. Look, you know, like your Mick Jagger. I mean, he must have learned a long time ago. But how do you kick those people off your heel and say, you know, you're not getting back on the privates yet with me. I'm going off by myself.
Well,
today.
you're so vain.
And do you know the kings of old? Tell me that. Did anybody? You studied history. Is it
Well,
not
try.
true? People think that a jester was just a guy that put on a funny cap. and
Wrong.
danced with
He
the-
was a very thoughtful,
He
wise
was
guy.
hired by the king, and he's the only one that would not lose his head.
King Lear.
The king would sit there and say, okay, to my jester, what are you saying? Well, really, if you want to know and you go back to school, I really think the king's acting like a fool. He's done this and done that. And
Yeah.
the king would have to, and the king, he was impervious. He could not
Yes,
have his
he
head
was
removed.
he was
Anybody
very-
else speaks to the king like that.
But not the fool. The fool
Not the
was
fool.
permitted. Yes.
There's a fool on the hill.
Go to King Lear.
Okay, we're going to take a little break and then we're going to come back. We have Joseph Sempervivo on the studio today. And he's just announced that he is.
Running for Republican State Committee man.
And I just joined. As soon
Thank
as
you.
I heard.
Thank
Stephen
you.
Fromming is
Stephen Fromming,
behind you.
attorney Stephen Fromming, and we of course have Lawrence, my good friend Larry.
Yes.
This way, Larry, oh Larry.
Long Shadow.
This way, Larry. Did you ever hear that song? It says actually it's Mary. It always makes me think of my grandmother. What's the song? No. This way, Mary, oh Mary. Joe, let me ask you this, Larry.
Yes.
You're a good guy. You've had favor with God.
I
You are
tried.
now 80.
81.
Okay. At the age of 50, you were selling eggs door to door. Now you were successful, then you lost it all.
Right.
At the age of 50, you're selling eggs door to door to stay alive.
Right.
And now you're doing very well. He doesn't like it when I say how successful you are.
But-
Let's just put it this way. He takes
Yeah,
me
but I
on
do.
Sundays to go for a drive in his Rolls. But anyway, and he's got a Bentley in the studio and everything, you know. But anyway, the point is that those are telltale signs of some success. It really isn't. I mean, that stuff doesn't make you happy, does it? But tell me something.
Well-
So you went from nothing to something.
Yes.
Do you believe, first of all, how did that happen?
It came with faith and hard work
Yeah.
and sacrifice.
Yeah.
It just
Now-
didn't happen.
Right.
You were very committed.
I was
When you
committed.
lost
That's-
everything, you were, I mean,
You're
100% committed to bouncing back on your feet. 'Cause you had
Because
no
Now,
alternative.
you also had young. How many children did you have?
I had 3 children.
And Joseph was only 9 when he went bankrupt.
Yeah, and he was.
No, I was 11.
He was 11, but he was diagnosed as a diabetic, which was
Now let me ask you this: when my parents went bankrupt and I was 20, it devastated me. Did it devastate you secretly? Is that why you're so successful with Joseph's Cookies, 12 million cookies a day now?
I learned a lot of massive lessons from that, and I was observant, but my parents cushioned me from the pain that a
Oh, you
child.
didn't tell them all.
they
he,
never knew.
That's
he
what
never
good
said,
parents do.
we're going bankrupt. I'll tell you what I observed at 11 and a half, my mom and dad skipping meals because we didn't have enough money for food. And
Oh,
they were, and
he
they
says-
were
They didn't have enough. What?
we didn't have enough money to buy food or insulin, so my mom and dad were skipping meals to feed
You
us.
didn't know that.
I observed that, but they
Oh.
never let me. They
Okay.
said to me, "We're full. We ate while we were cooking."
You can read all about it in the book, and the book is
Madness, Miracle, Millions.
today's broadcast brought to you by Remax Crown. John King is at the helm, a man you can trust implicitly, just like I trust Joseph. I say you can trust John King implicitly. This is the mayor of the airwaves. Got to take a break. We'll be back.
I wanted when we
The
come.
man calling in now, heads up. He's a police officer. He's calling in from at 6:30 a.m. from California. He heads up Blue Lives Matter.
Oh yeah, great
Okay, I
organization.
love that.
BLUE.
He's the top
Look,
dog.
see, look at this.
He's wearing it.
Thank a
Blue
cop.
Lives Matter.
No, it's Ted Cruz. Thank a cop. But you know Ted, who's watching your show on Facebook right now.
Ted who?
Ted
Ted Cruz.
Pekowitz. He was Secretary of the Republican Party.
Ted Cruz.
No. Ted was former cop. He was also intelligence officer for the Navy for a year, but he's a former police officer,
If
and
we
he's the
got a
Secretary of the
minute, I want
Republican
Does
Party.
the name Randy Sutton ring a bell?
Yeah, he's calling in from the Pacific Coast, 6:30 a.m. where he is. Yep. He's the guy who heads up Blue Lives Matter.
I want to touch on
Oh, is he the
longevity.
guy that was supposed to be on yesterday?
Never called in, yeah.
When we come back, I want to touch up on longevity, Rhett. How people can live longer.
Well, that's what I want to know. So do you think any of our personalities survive this, and when we die, we just die?
No, I think our spirit survives. I say the good person goes to heaven and he survives.
But I like it right
Sit at the
here.
right hand of
I
God.
think he did a great job here. Here we got noses to smell and ears to hear and taste buds to taste. I don't want to leave this.
And one tongue and 2 ears.
Yeah,
Rhett,
but you got to
just
realize
Rhett.
when you do leave,
Rhett.
when you do leave, then you're going to go to paradise also.
Well, whatever. Hey, just put it this way, Rhett. Give everybody your ear, but you your voice.
Rhett, just remember one thing: if you want to live long and healthy, laugh.
Missed the fabulous comedy
Laughter
thriller
is the
Death
key.
Trap opening
One
tonight at the
laugh,
Theater
make
Guild.
laugh. There you go.
562-8300.
Today's broadcast sponsored by Route 60 Hyundai. Great cars, great prices, great service after your purchase. Route 60 Hyundai.
Larry, hurry, I gotta pee.
Me too. Go ahead.
No,
No, you're the big man. The mayor, you first, and I'll be third. Actually, you gotta be, so. I'll be one, you be two, you be. I'll be first in line. It's a big line. No, I get what you're not getting. I was going to, no, I was going to, Wales, I mean, Cornish hen. I was on the Cornish hen, kind of stuffing, pasta on the side, with a Belgian sauce. I would make little hand personal pizzas for everyone also, and bologna ice cream. That was my meal for okay. That was my meal. So last night, so we're gonna quit the old manager back, that's kitchen manager, and the old, other one that was cooking in there, and they're gonna take over the kitchen meeting. They had some bad food.
Have more back.
We're not live. What? No. I heard that.
No shit, no. That's it? You said it right. Hey, the only person that you, Joe, Jordan, Gerald G. Jordan.
I'm ready for a big man.
Well, who's,
Yeah, nobody, I'm unopposed right now. No, Ellie Mann.
What, is that right?
let me just say that.
We have one viewer left. The faithful one viewer. Whoever you are, we have one viewer right now. You come over, I'll give you free gift certificates. We'll give you free gift certificates. We had like a whole bunch of gifts, but I looked it on and there's nobody in there.
That's probably why you only have one viewer. Everybody else left.
No reason why my pocket has to have your hand in it. No reason for that. Yeah. And, yeah, right.
Indian River Walk-In Clinic was voted Best Urgent Care 2 years in a row. Why? Because it is the best. With great providers, convenient hours, great location, a staff that cares, Indian River Walk-In Clinic Miracle Mile has a 95% patient satisfaction rate. Best part is Indian River Walk-In Clinic is moving to a brand new space twice the size, just a few doors down from the present location. So if you need fast, friendly medical care, visit Indian River Walk-In Clinic Miracle Mile Plaza. They'll make you feel better now for a very favorite restaurant
Do I?
delivered directly.
Hey, let me just say this. With him as Joe's helper, things go well.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
Don't tell.
they arrive in Vero Beach, delivered direct to your door from your favorite restaurant. Chowcab.com.
If someone in my family was diagnosed with skin cancer, I wouldn't care how nice the building looked or what was being said on the radio. I'd look for the best treatment options with the highest cure rates, and I'd find qualified physicians who could provide those treatments. I'm Dr. Tim Ioannidis. At Treasure Coast Dermatology, our board-certified doctors have the training and the experience to care for you and your loved ones. Don't come to Treasure Coast Dermatology based on our image alone.
Specializing in the treatment of skin cancer. Board-certified dermatologists, Treasure Coast Dermatology.
We're out at Vero's Caribbean Kitchen. Oh, it's so good here, open for
40 seconds, gentlemen, 40 seconds.
I live in Vero, but I grew up in Miami.
And how do you like the food out here at Vero's Caribbean Kitchen?
It's wonderful.
Hey, as long as
having
somebody
the
goes in
rotary
there, I got
oven,
someone to
it's
talk
just
to when
as
I
good
bring
as
it
what I
back.
get.
Okay.
That's all I care about.
Yes, it really is good.
It's delicious out
I'll
here.
reopen it, Jeff.
At Vero's
I can't hear it.
Caribbean Kitchen. So here, at 43rd and Route 60 for breakfast.
There goes the Larry and Jay show.
And say hi to the chef, right? And the chef's name is?
Ah, Rhett's gonna take my thunder.
Come on out here to Vero's Caribbean Kitchen, Route 60 and 43rd. You will love it. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, I gotta plug in my phone now.
Why don't you wear your headsets? Your headset.
Maybe because I don't like the way it sounds. Maybe.
I like it when you have your headset on. It looks so much more official.
How about this for a frame? Substance of ambition, but shadow of dream.
That sounds a little overmodulated, a hair overmodulated. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Rhett.
This is the mayor. How you doing? Rhett Palmer.
And campaign manager.
You are my official campaign manager.
And yeah, I am. I'm your official campaign manager.
Wow.
See, I like when it's nice and loud. But when Dave was talking, it sounded a little modulated. Now it sounds really clear.
Yes.
Hi everybody.
Hello.
Good morning, Rhett. Good morning.
Oh,
Good morning, Rhett.
by the way, I forgot we have a caller in from the Pacific time. He's Randy Sutton, right?
Blue Lives Matter.
Blue Lives Matter. Randy, I want to introduce you to attorney Steve Fromack.
Yes, good morning, Randy. Stephen Fromack. Very, very well, in fact. Before we even came on, we were talking about you and your effort.
And we also have, of course, Joseph Sempervivo, CEO of Joseph's Light Cookies. 12 million cookies made every day out in New Mexico.
Yeah.
And we have
a lot of.
And we, of course, have Larry, his dad.
Welcome to the show.
And Joseph has just announced his candidacy today. What are you running for again, Joseph?
Republican state committee man for Indian River County.
Indian River County, Vero Beach, Florida. And Randy and I have. I don't know. How did we become friends on Facebook? You are the head guy though when it comes to Blue Lives Matter, right? You're a cop, right?
Wow.
Princeton. That's
Wow.
right over near where Barbara's from, Trenton.
Hey, Steve, did you say Las Vegas Metro? Oh, okay, great. I was just curious. So, what I gotta, before we get into your organization, I just gotta ask this. So on my right hand, are you watching on Facebook right now by chance? Do you watch on Facebook or you just listen over to iHeartRadio and stuff like that? Rhett Show. Okay. I was going to tell you because I'm wearing an Thank a Cop on my right
As
wrist.
soon as I told him you were coming on during the news break, he's showing off his
Thank a Cop
Yes, the
bracelet.
Blue Lives Matter.
Okay,
Blue
so
Lives
anyway,
Matter.
on Blue Lives Matter, were you behind the Blue Lives Matter legislation in Louisiana that passed? What was it, yesterday? Beautiful. Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I had 8 years experience in law enforcement. I did border drug interdiction with the sheriff's department and special investigations division with the state police department after I left the sheriff's department.
I did some investigations too. Hey man, this is good stuff, man.
Now, you actually went to Sheriff Lohr's Civil Academy, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Actually.
Yeah. So we this whole room is filled with people who love and respect law enforcement.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. Wait. We got Stephen Fromming in here in turn.
He does.
Yeah,
he
so you
represents.
can-
Stephen, you represent the bad guys.
Wrong. I'm a defense lawyer as well as a civil attorney handling personal injury and things like that. But
How
I
do you
can-
feel about cops?
Well, what are you talking about? My best friends are officers.
So you're
But-
not,
but
you're not
they-
like anti-blue or anything.
No, of course not. But keep in mind that and Randy will tell you, there's always bad apples in every barrel. And the idea is to ferret out those that are causing trouble.
Like yesterday, did you see that poor guy? He had this little pellet gun in his hotel room, and the cops came down the hall, said, "Step out." He was crawled on the floor, said, "Please don't shoot, don't shoot." And the one young cop, brand new rookie, thought he was reaching for something, killed him with 5 bullets. He had no gun on him, nothing.
5 rounds?
But that's.
But look, I mean,
He shouldn't have had that pellet gun in the
point-
hotel room. He was
well,
sticking it out the window.
No, look, you're pointing out of the hundreds and thousands of law
Millions.
enforcement officers, millions that we have on the street.
Yeah.
We're pointing one incident.
Yeah.
We could do that in every single profession
And
across
do
the
some
United States.
anecdotal theorization.
I really want to hear about Randy Sutton's Blue
You
Lives
bet.
Matter group. So tell us, A, why you got started. We
Yeah.
know about Princeton and Las Vegas Metro. Tell us why you got started and tell us about your group.
You bet.
I've been active in law enforcement for 34 years as an active police officer. I'm also an author of 4 books, and I've been featured on a number of movies and television shows like Movie Casino and Fools Rush In, TV show Cops, etc. So I was somewhat high profile and began writing for as a journalist for Police Magazine, law officer, etc. And when I retired, I became a commentator on for Fox News or CNN, for a bunch of other news outlets. So I'm somewhat high profile and have been very, very active as a supporter of law enforcement. So organizers of Blue Lives Matter contact, because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but basically police officers no longer have a First Amendment right.
Yeah.
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 Any private police officer goes to some public comment, even asking, or when speaking on social media, that their police department finds even somewhat offensive, they can be disciplined up to termination.
Correct.
So in essence, they no longer have a voice, and I've been their voice in essence. So the organizers of Blue Lives Matter, who have to remain completely anonymous, they are active duty police officers and their families,
Yes.
ask them to be their voice.
Yes.
Being not bulletproof, they can. I have no.
Yeah. They can't fire you.
They can muzzle me.
Yes.
And so that's why that's the international spokesman.
Randy, if I may interject, freeusflorida.com, we've been pushing Blue Lives Matter as we're actually an international website, and we've been pushing that very hard as well. We're trying to be the voice for those officers out there that see something wrong and they just can't say it, or they want to stand up and speak on behalf of something, but they can't say it. So Randy, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you for carrying that banner.
Now, Randy, tell us, so how does this work? So a police officer gets wrongfully terminated from a department, and they call you. The union's not helpful to them, so they call you, and then you take it to the media, or what? Explain to us, because I don't have a clear picture of what Blue Lives Matter.
Blue Lives Matter is simply a grassroots organization. These supporters are probably the largest in the country. We have approximately 670,000 followers at this point.
Wow. Ferguson? Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Never came out. Right.
Okay, tell us what did happen there? Because this guy had just robbed a
Yes.
convenience store.
Yes.
I don't understand why any group of people would hold up in esteem a guy just got shot and killed when in fact he just robbed the convenience store. We know that for a fact, right?
Brutally robbed.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Who was shot in the hand? Okay. Well, now why would this guy though charge him? Was he on drugs or something? On that flakka or something?
Yeah. And a big guy.
He was a bully.
Hold on.
Yeah, but he was a big
Okay,
guy.
here, I'm sorry. What'd you say, Randy? Well, okay. Let me say this about this. I don't know where good sense has gone, but I can say this. I went to Africa with Coretta Scott King, okay, the widow of Martin Luther King. I love Martin Luther King. When I was in college, I would secretly go down and watch little, they used to have the little, they had the little films. It went, you're now looking at a picture of Martin Luther King Jr., which means you change the thing, then you switch it up.
Yeah.
Now you see a picture of Coretta Scott. Now, what he did is he marched in Selma, Alabama, and you change the thing, okay?
Right.
So I was doing that. I was reading books and blah, blah, blah. So here I would stand with Martin Luther King. He was a great man.
Yeah.
I have a dream. Let me have my little echo.
Great Republican.
Listen. I have a dream that one day the great-great-grandchildren of slaves will sit down and break bread with the great-great-grandchildren of slave owners.
Very good.
And of course, that has come to pass now.
Yeah.
Whenever I drive through, I just got driving through Georgia the other day in the red soil up there, and I was thinking. But anyway, the point is, why would a people grab onto a thug who had just robbed the place? I would have thought that would have let the wind out of the sails, and the whole thing would have diminished. Now, one thing I have to say is this: I've never seen a president act more unpresidential.
Yes.
With the Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin. He could be my son.
He said the next day, he says, he could have been my son. What the Spanish guy couldn't have been your son?
Right, Zimmerman? Yeah.
You bet. Beer Summit. Right.
But Randy, no different than Ferguson and sending in the Justice Department.
Oh, yeah.
You know, getting involved again in another local situation, and then you look at all of that, but yet the Justice Department and the president doesn't talk about Fast and Furious introducing firearms into the drug cartel's hands. They don't critique themselves. They can only critique people that are on the streets trying to save and and serve us and protect us on the streets every single
It's not
day.
right.
The Black Lives Matter group is a joke.
Yeah. Rand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now tell us what is your goal? How do we help you?
Yeah. Right. Very low. Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of amazing officers that would jump in front of that barrel to protect somebody else that they've never met. And I would say it's a very small percentage that's crooked or bad.
And look, there's that in any percentage.
And here's the thing: I want on the whole body camera thing. I hear body camera, but the problem is that body camera, I think, is going to work out in the long run to be a very bad thing. And here's why: it doesn't take the full surroundings into consideration. There could be things happening in the peripheral that alters that officer's decision. And we got to remember, in the officer's situation, he has a split second to make a decision, life or death.
Yes.
And that video makes everything hindsight. It stops, it freeze frames it. You could say, well, he should have done this, he should have done that. Until you've been in that officer's shoes, when your heart beats 180 beats a minute and someone's running at you at 25 feet or less with a knife, which means they have a higher probability of killing the officer than the officer killing them.
Absolutely.
Until you're put into that situation, you have no idea what's going through that officer's head. And this camera is going to really taint the point of view against the officer. And then the officer is going to be a mere security guard in the community. You've handcuffed them, so to speak, where they cannot perform their job. So, what are your thoughts on that with the whole body cam situation? I'd like to get your take.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, what's going to happen here is, you see, they can attack the blue lives, but let me tell you something, they can attack those wearing blue. But what will happen ultimately when mayhem comes into the streets, then the very people who they've stood up for, militia will come in, they will be oppressed, and the first ones to be shot will be the multitudes of regular people. You know, you can't do this. There has to be law enforcement.
Yes.
And every time somebody pulls you over, the way you treat a cop is the way you think about the law. And I would be pissed off if you show me disrespect, not for me. I'm just sitting in the seat. But it is, we should respect those who put their lives on.
Yes.
Listen, we're out of time. What's your website, real quick? We got 10 seconds. Okay. Thank you for coming on our show. Today's broadcast brought to you by Route 60 Hyundai. This is the mayor of the airwaves. Who loves you, baby? Why don't they know when I say 10 fucking seconds, I mean 10 seconds.
Damn straight. You go, Rhett.
You know, it's like they don't listen. No wonder he's not on regular radio. You know, I know. Freaking you too.
Oh, stop
Take
it.
that thing out of here.
Well, he's using that finger today.
Yeah. Well,
like
Rhett, you know.
I'm pissed
As
off,
they-
and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Oh, God.
I heard that
When you say
before.
10 seconds, it doesn't mean you go on and on. It means 10 seconds.
Hey,
This is real radio, baby.
I got something to show you. I just got to show you this. It's really cute. Little Giorgio. You know little Georgie.
I love Rose.
Yeah, little Giorgio loves you too.
Can I just retire? Can't somebody just like allocate me $1 million
No, because
bucks?
there
I
would be a
could
hole in
retire.
Indian River's heart.
No, there was.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
shit.
bullshit. Yes,
Oh,
it would
shit.
be.
I better find out you have tens of hundreds of millions of dollars. If you give me a check with fucking $3 million, you can have all the shit. I just want to go. I'll spend the time with your kids. I'll be a nanny, a highly paid nanny. I want to live life. I'm 62. I don't have any kids. I would love to be with those kids. Little Giorgio, it's just beautiful. I'm not spending my whole life doing all this bullshit. It's like I'm pissing away my life.
You're not
I haven't
deserving
been
of
out to
it.
see him.
Listen,
I'm
you're
not
not deserving of an entitlement.
No,
You don't have that entitlement mentality. Wait a second.
I don't want it that way, but I just.
Well, but a
Can't we do
handout is not the
something?
way to do it.
Can't we do something?
Here, come here.
Some way that, ever since Larry spoke to me, I was getting
My dad. My dad
You
nothing
should do
but
it.
talk
He said,
to me.
oh,
I'm dead serious. You know that. Giorgio built that. I love you, little kid. No, look, look what he built. No, look. He built this. A motorized tank that shoots. Watch. He built it with his own hand. Just a picture.
Really?
Look at that. Look at that tank.
Really
how
stuck
can you
it
do
to
this
it.
so well?
A freaking picture.
Then you got some who are just absolutely
You
great.
gotta keep these videos. You're gonna wanna play it sometime when he's the CEO of some big corporation who brings innovations like Steve Jobs. So imagine.
Yeah.
Keep the videos. I don't know how you can do it.
That's right.
And I always thought it may perhaps create a,
Mr. Froman, you didn't drink your water. You don't mind if I drink it, do you?
I was telling Rhett about one time we had an old bailiff and a new bailiff.
I gotta call Ted. Thank you. I love that guy.
We had 5 minutes.
He's such a nice
The old
guy.
bailiff says.
Served our
The
country,
new bailiff.
Navy, law
"How about,
enforcement.
you wanna see from
He's a good guy.
stuff?
It's, you
The
know,
rookie said, yeah. And the clerk said, Steve, come on, do something for us. I said, okay, so it's 5 minutes break. So I get up and I count the number of steps over to the big easel. I grab the easel, I throw up some pages, I take out my black marker and I write
I
something.
do
dog
need, I
eared.
do need.
They said, why'd you, what? I said, you said for me to show you something. Judge came back on the bench, they called the next witness.
Is he gonna be able to put a sign up in front of your
Of
office?
course. Called the next witness, and the next witness spent 2 hours calling my client bad guy. 2 hours. Bad guy, bad guy, bad guy. Mr. Froman, would you like to cross-examine? I stood up and I said, thank you, Your Honor. As I started walking towards that easel, the jury's right there.
Oh, my God.
And as I'm walking towards easel, I said, you spent 2 hours, Mr. Thornton, calling my client a bad guy, right? 2 hours, right? 2 hours, right? Clock's right there, 2 hours. He said, yeah. I said, and the last word you said when you stopped testifying was, and I said the word, I said, isn't that the last word you said? Right, 2 hours, but that's the last word that came out of your mouth, right? Isn't that the last word you said? He said, yes. I kept walking, and I asked him again, isn't that the last word you said?
Oh, cool.
He said, yes. And a woman got the easel, walked over, set it down in front of the jury, went to the dog ear, flipped it over, and it was the word that I had written there 5 minutes before was his last friggin' word.
Oh, my God.
The clerk went, and the bailiff went, told you. And because it's all on video, you can see it in the courtroom what happened. And I turned to him and I said, okay, Mr. Thornton. I started walking away from the easel. I said, how would I know? Just like this. How would I know the last word you were going to